Merry Christmas!
This week is all about celebrating on the podcast, and so many of our listeners called in to share their Christmas memories with us. This is just an ultimate feel-good episode while you're wrapping those last-minute gifts. You know, maybe you're enjoying some delicious beverages and you're just really getting in the mood for the holiday spirit. This one was created for you. Let's dive in. You're listening to the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in. It's beginning to look a lot like I'm not going to sing.
Christmas, everywhere you go. But actually, Beth, let's be real. Your houses look like Christmas since before Halloween.
True story.
So it's not really beginning to look like Christmas.
It's looked like Christmas for 2 full months.
It's magical.
It is super magical.
Well, Merry Christmas week, everyone. We hope that you are enjoying and getting ready for some nice downtime.
Yeah. I'm just going to go on record and say I love when Christmas falls on a weekend because then you get so many extra days, and especially any realtors listening to this, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You might actually have 2 full weekends where your phone is quiet, right?
What?
Like, I know.
Because New Year's too?
Because New Year's also.
You're
so
right.
I'm like... You know, I work like pretty much every single weekend. So I kind of love when holidays fall on a weekend. So then my phone is quieter because everyone else, all my buyers and all my sellers are spending time with their families too. And it gives me the little bit of a downtime that I really appreciate.
I just have to say, I can't even believe that we're already recording another Christmas episode. This year, it's just, we say it every year, but it just flew by.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It is nuts. So we're going to load you up with so much goodness. And the best part about this episode is that so many of you called in. So listen to the entire thing because your Christmas memories are going to be sprinkled throughout and it's going to be so much fun.
I know. This is one of my favorite episodes of the year.
It is.
All right. Well, let's just dive in. Christy, what are some of your favorite childhood memories? Or not even childhood, just Christmas memories of like maybe traditions that you guys have started since you've started a family. And what does it all look like for you guys?
Well, one of my favorite memories is butter braids on Christmas morning. And my mom would get them from like the fundraisers. Mm-hmm. But now, like the last few years, I've made them also.
Yum.
Like I figured out how to make them. They're delicious. I love
sweet
that
and
memory.
savory or just sweet?
Just sweet. I've only done sweet. Savory would be amazing.
With like ham and cheese in them or something?
That would be amazing. That'd be amazing. But just sweet. I do a blueberry, like a lemon blueberry.
Sounds awesome.
And it has a lemon zest, which is fabulous. And then...
You could put lemon curd in there too.
Oh, absolutely. And then... Oh, no, you do. You do put lemon curd in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, what is the stuff I put in there? And then the other one is like a raspberry cream cheese.
Sounds delicious.
Which is also amazing. So that is... I'm going to start off with the food because why not? Yeah.
Food just ties you to memories.
It does because it's your senses, right?
Yeah.
The smell and... like you both have the smell and the taste and the visual of it and that like ties it all together. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I've carried that into my adulthood.
That sounds amazing.
What about you, Beth?
We really have specific food rituals around Christmas. My family has a very specific thing. I don't know if we like linked my blueberry cream cheese stuffed French toast.
We did.
Did we link that last
Yes,
year? We should
did.
link that again.
Okay, go to the show notes. You'll be able to find it. We'll link it.
That's epic. And then we do Byerly's wild rice soup and cinnamon rolls and juice and eggnog and all that stuff. But like then when I got married, I got married to Mark just 8 years ago. And then all of a sudden you have to introduce like what are his family traditions. Well, his family traditions always include prime rib. And I
Oh.
didn't used to be a prime rib person, but Kathy makes a real mean prime rib. So a lot of times that is either Christmas Eve night or Christmas night, depending on when we're going to actually have like a sit down dinner. And, you know, she sets a beautiful table and we'll have baked potatoes and horseradish sauce and like all those yummy things. So it's fun because that's totally different because we always do breakfast. So having like a dinner tradition with the Randall side is really fun.
I love that. We haven't done a Christmas dinner, and my grandma did them when I was younger.
Yeah.
We haven't done them in just years.
I know.
We used to do
haven't
like
either.
apps and things in the afternoon. And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that sounds lovely.
I know. It's
Ooh.
fun. And it's so delicious.
Hi, it's Alyssa, and one of my favorite Christmas memories actually happened a couple of years ago. I was going through chemotherapy, and one of my bestest friends, Beth Peterson Randall, showed up at my house Christmas morning with a casserole dish full of, I think it was baked stuffed French toast. It was stuffed with blueberries and cream cheese and the whole thing, and it was the most amazing thing ever. And we just had a really low-key Christmas because I couldn't be around people, but my heart was filled with joy. And so I just want to say thank you for that, Beth. Love you.
I'm Claire, and my favorite Christmas memory is baking Christmas cookies with my grandma. And no, you can never have too much almond.
So tell me a little bit more about like some memories from like Christmas, like some Christmas memories from childhood.
So my parents were divorced, so there was a lot of driving around. I never really thought of that as like a bad thing. I know you didn't love that when you were a kid, but I feel like we kind of like got all the loot. We got awesome Christmas gifts wherever we went. So I didn't think of it as a bad thing as a kid. And then now as an adult, I'm like, nothing like makes me feel more dread than like even having to bundle up and driving to my sister's. So I love when people come to us. Mm-hmm. That's probably one of my favorite things that has changed like into adulthood.
Like staying home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just being able to, I don't know, have chill and like you relax more in your own home than you do in someone else's house.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You do. And I have all your comforts of your home right there.
Right. I loved that like my sisters and I all wore matching outfits when we were younger. So my grandmother was a seamstress at Munsing Wear, and she could sew anything. So she'd make the cutest outfits. So we were all matching. Every once in a while, my mom would have a matching outfit too. And then we'd usually get baby doll outfits. So my outfit would match my baby dolls, Leah's,
my
Jones.
gosh.
So like all that stuff it's so cute because people don't really do that nowadays. A lot
We get
of
our
kids
matching pajamas from Target.
Well, yeah. So like I try to do, so like I'll do that now. Like when we used to do Christmas with just like Joan and Brian, I'd buy 4 sets of jammies and make everybody put them on. And the guys are all like rolling their eyes like, oh my God, this is so lame. And then I'm like, okay, now we're going to do posed photos in front of the Christmas tree. And they're like, oh my God. But they do it and they love it. Do you guys do matching jammies?
We do. We've done them every year since Kaya was born.
I love that Target does that.
Yeah.
It
It's
makes
fun.
it awesome.
It's so fun. She has them actually packed here
That's hilarious.
to wear home. And she'll wear them. We did the Halloween ones too. She'll wear them like every single day until
They fall apart and then you're like,
she gets a lot of use out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
But
actually
that's
like them
fun.
this year. It is fun.
Okay, what are some, do you have any good childhood memories, like fun childhood memories?
I mean, I have a lot of fun ones. One that is really that I'm thinking of right now is when we were younger. This wasn't really a gift for me, but I was there. So I shared on the podcast. Let's like do a disclaimer here. If there are any kids in the car, I'm just gonna have you like maybe turn this off now. Turn it off for a second. So we did. My uncle was the Santa at the mall, and I didn't know this, and I was completely terrified of Santa, like as a child being forced to sit on Santa. Like I didn't know it was him, and I didn't know until adulthood, which I share this story on our last Christmas episode. So if you go back to last year, you can hear more about that because it's a really special memory. And one year Santa came with a sack and it had a dog in it for my sister.
I love that.
It was in a red sack. And the awesome thing, my grandma made that Santa suit. So like there were so many tie-ins, and now
Yeah.
as an adult I think, oh my gosh, she made the Santa sack and all that, and that's for the dog. And this was our like beloved family dog forever.
I love that.
It's such a cool memory because I was probably 5, maybe 6. I was young.
Why did Missy get a dog and not you? Were you allergic to it?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. That's
That's
a
so
great
funny.
question, Beth.
I wonder if she like specifically asked Santa for a dog or something
She
that
might
year.
have. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder if she did too.
That's
and,
hilarious.
Came in, opened the sack, and a dog.
Cute.
It was so cute. It's like
That's
a child
like every
dream, right?
kid's dream.
It is every kid's dream. Yeah. So
Where's that Santa suit now?
I don't know. I would think that. Gosh, I don't know. I have no idea.
That's
Maybe
something
my
you
aunt
should
has
try
it.
to dig up.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really
How fun would
special.
that be?
Yeah. It would be. So that's a really fun one because it ties in so many different areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hi, my name is Cheryl, and my favorite Christmas memory is I had a sister-in-law knit Christmas stockings for me and the girls decades ago. They have our names on them. Each of them are different. They have snowmen, Santa Clauses, Christmas wreaths, different things on them, so they all look different. And then as the boys joined our family, I had a different sister-in-law knit socks for them. So they all are homemade knit socks, but they all look a little different, and we hang them on the mantle at Christmas.
Hi, this is Maud. My most favorite Christmas memory is delivering Santa Lucia Christmas cookies with my daughter on December 13th every year.
What are some other traditions that you've carried into adulthood?
We have a lot of traditions of obviously like revolve around food. But then Christmas Day, we cannot touch a present until Marty's read the Christmas story. And I'm sure we could all probably recite it by now, but that is like a special thing that we always do. Christmas stockings. We have to stand and hold our Christmas stockings, or we can't dive into those.
Like for a picture?
Yes. Yeah, we've been doing it for like 50 something years.
I love it.
My mom's like, all right. So then you just like roll your eyes. You're like, ugh, you're not getting out of it. So you may as well just like get in the photo.
Yeah.
It's
How
kinda
does
funny.
Mark do with this?
He knows not to just go along with Cheryl's program. You know, it's Christmas, so he usually
Christmas.
behaves himself.
Yeah. Mark.
What do you guys do?
Well, so a couple of my favorite ones are Christmas Eve morning. Since having Kaya, we will go get she's an early riser. Like I've said that a million times in this podcast. I mean, early. And we'll go get coffees, and she'll get hot cocoa and maybe a donut or something. And we live in St. Paul, so we live near historic Summit Avenue. So we'll drive, which is just gorgeous. A lot of homes are lit up and they're beautiful to begin with. So we'll drive up and down and look at lights Christmas Eve morning. And
So
I
like
love
early
that.
when it's still dark out?
Yeah. And then it'll
I
get,
love
like
that.
a little light and then so we've done that for I think since having her. Really. Well, not
That's
the very
fun.
first year she was like. But anyways, we love that. And then another one is we open a gift, and we did this as kids. We opened a gift on Christmas Eve. And now we do that with Kai, where we open a gift on Christmas Eve, but it's a book. And then we read the book. And I just read, and I meant to write this down. So someone hit me up on social and remind me what this is when you know, because you'll probably know that there's a tradition in a different country. I want to say Norway, but I could be totally wrong, where they do that. They read books and then they eat chocolate in bed.
That sounds
Christmas
amazing.
Eve. Yeah. And I'm like, do we add chocolate this year? Because
Yes.
I'm on board.
Yes.
So yeah, I love that. I love that tradition too. We got to do it as kids and we still do it now.
Well, especially if are you in your matching jammies then too?
Absolutely we are.
That's
You
really
know it.
fun.
How cute are we?
Yeah. Well, and so Christy's gotten a Christmas tree in her bedroom now. Like
last year I didn't
that was
put it up.
terrible grammar. You didn't put one up last year?
No. Remember I lost the bulbs?
I thought you put one in your tree with no decoration, in your bedroom with no decorations. Oh.
No.
Well, a couple years prior to that,
Yes.
Did you take the cue from me putting it in my
Absolutely,
bedroom?
I took
Mark's
the cue
like,
from you. I love it.
You
it's so
have
pretty.
lost your mind. I know.
You lay there and like, okay, if you have a small child too, and they're like snuggling with you, it's the most magical thing in the world.
Yeah.
And then you just like lay there at night in this like glow. It's so pretty. Are you kidding me? It's magical.
I love it.
No, anyone that says any different is nutso. I'm just kidding. Maybe not, but I love it.
Mark won't let me sleep with the lights on anymore.
What
So I
about
used
on
to sleep with
Christmas
the
Eve?
Christmas lights on every night. And he's like, I am blinded by these lights.
You
and
do
I go,
have some major
"You know
lights
what?
going on."
If you just shut your eyes, you're not even going to see it. And he's like, I can see it through my eyelids. And I'm like, oh my God, you're being so dramatic.
I love
So
it.
then this last year, I'm like, okay, we'll turn the freaking Christmas tree lights off. But then when I get up in the morning, like if I get up early, those lights are going on.
I love
at
it.
like 5 a.m.
I love it. Yes.
I love it too.
They're so pretty.
I know.
So magical. Why
It
not?
is so magical. Like we have the Christmas tree on in the office right now. We moved a full-size Christmas tree into the office so Carrie and I can enjoy it every single day.
And it's like totally on brand, I would
Yep.
just like to add, which is really fun. The
Yep.
colors. It's so cool. Oh.
Hi, it's Jen. My favorite Christmas memory is actually from when I was a kid, waking up early on Christmas morning and heading to the living room where the stockings were filled and the Christmas tree was the only light on in the house, and we would sit by the Christmas tree and go through our stockings. It was just such a special, quiet, and meaningful time.
My most favorite Christmas memory was the year that I asked my wife to marry me in front of her whole family.
All right. What other traditions do you do?
Well, okay, so I'm going to go on record and say this has not been one of my family traditions, but my sister started doing this when she joined her extended family. So Joan's in-laws do the pickle game. And so now I do the pickle game at our holiday Christmas party.
Yes. That I'm excluded from everyone, which I know it seems very unfair.
Well, I mean, you can't win if you're
yeah.
like part of the host.
I know what I'm okay.
So you hide these little Christmas tree ornaments that are in the shape of pickles, but they come in all different sizes. So I have like large ones, but then I also have like one that's miniature. It's
Yes,
like the size of like a little, I don't even know. It's like
tiny.
an inch long. It's a little like green dill pickle looking ornament. So you hide all these ornaments in trees, and then they are based on like how hard they are to find. Then there's gifts attached to them, like prizes. Well, so they do this at my in-laws or at my sister's in-laws, and they would hide like 15 of them. And my mother-in-law has my sister's mother-in-law has. I called Sharon my mother-in-law for years because at some point I was like, I didn't even know if I'd get a mother-in-law. So I'm like, Joan, can I just borrow yours? She's like, yeah, whatever. So Sharon was sort of my mother-in-law until my actual mother-in-law came along. But they have probably 10 decorated Christmas trees. And so then Joan's father-in-law.
They have 10 decorated.
Yes.
Oh,
she has
that's
the most,
more than you.
Yeah. She has the most awesome storage unit. All she has to do is wrap sheets around her trees, and then she can store them fully decorated.
Stop. No way.
Yes. So every bedroom gets a Christmas tree. Her house is pure magic. Wow. But so like Joan's father-in-law would have to make a list of where all the pickles were hidden because he couldn't remember. There were so many, and he would hide them so difficult. Like it was so difficult. He's like, okay, I know it's in this region on the tree, but there's always like that one or two that would take like an hour to find. And then they're attached to dollar amounts, and they give cash out in that family. So I always thought that was super fun. And so Joan got me a pickle ornament one year, and then we started doing it for like our client parties and stuff.
It's fun. It's really fun.
It is, because most people aren't familiar with it. I think it's a German tradition. But it's just like an extra little thing to get people involved and like get off their butts and be like, oh, then you start seeing the competitive side coming out in people.
Like conversation between like people that maybe wouldn't have spoken like at the holiday party. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, a pickle? You mean like an actual pickle? I'm like, well, it's a glass ornament that looks like a pickle. Oh. It's fun though.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Kama, and my favorite Christmas memory is when our girls were little and they were so excited to run down and see what Santa left them. You could just see the sparkle in their eye and just the amazement that they had on their face on what was under the tree. So it was always a really fun and special time for our family.
Hi, it's Amy, and my favorite Christmas memory is probably going out and cutting down a tree with my dad when I was a kid. And then bringing it inside and realizing how terrible it looked, and my mom making it look really pretty with all of her tinsel and decorations.
So something else that we do every year that I've carried on from childhood is playing the Kenny and Dolly Christmas album on Thanksgiving, right like after we're done, like after we're kind of done with Thanksgiving, like after we eat.
And cue
it's
Christmas.
Like literally it's like cue Christmas, and like the kids are just like whoop whoop, and then like everyone is just going, and Kenny and Dolly from there on out is always going to be.
I know. I've listened to that at your house during Christmas time, and it's so magical.
It's so magical. Oh, R.I.P. Kenny, man. Oh,
it totally feels like Christmas. Mm-hmm. Like old school Christmas.
Yes. It's amazing. It's the best album.
So Ryan's like DJ equipment is turned into Kenny Dolly.
Yeah, I was just joking with him that I'm pretty sure that that record has been played more than any other record on your, like, whatever we call
fancy
it.
record player.
Yeah, that you used in your DJ days. And I was like, did you ever think that that would be, like, when you were DJing in Minneapolis, did you think that was what we were going to use it for down the road? He's like, no. No,
and Kaya loves it too,
she
right?
She loves it. She loves it. Yeah.
It totally feels like Christmas.
I'm like, it's the best. I can listen to it all the time.
Because we decorated my house in October and my parents were here helping. It was me, Carrie, and my parents like turning the house into Christmas magical wonderland. I put Christmas on the stereo, or like in the speakers. And my mom's like, this is a bit much. And I said, well, we're decorating the house in October, so I'm trying to get everybody into the Christmas spirit. And
Your
she's
mom
like,
said it's a bit much.
I know. I was surprised that came out of my mom. And Mark was like, oh my God, turn the Christmas. I'm like, no, Christmas music is not getting turned off. But then my mom's like, where are we listening to this where it's Christmas 24 hours a day? And I said, it's just like, XM radio or whatever. Yeah. There's like full Christmas
everywhere.
channels.
It's everywhere.
She was shocked. Even she's like the ultimate Christmas person, and she was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I painted some of those Christmas houses this year.
That's right. You did. They're so pretty.
They turned out in my decor. Pretty. I was like, okay, how can I like upcycle something? And my mom has a bunch of them, but I didn't ask her for them because I didn't want to like alter her Christmas houses. And she's like, Beth, I would have totally given you some. And I didn't even. So I was hunting high and low on Facebook and trying to meet with a girlfriend, and we just got our wires crossed. So I finally just found some at a thrift store and then painted them. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I'm obsessed.
I love them. It's magical.
And they don't look like Christmas. They just look like winter now.
They look winter.
They're just painted
really,
white.
Really pretty. They're really pretty.
I know.
I love it.
So that was my little crafty Christmassy upcycle.
Also, sidebar here, if you do not follow Beth on social, go find her at Beth Peterson Randall, because she has the best Christmas downloadables, freebies, all the goodness guides that you want in your life.
Of goodies.
There's so much goodness there. You need them. Yeah.
That's what we got.
Okay, so this year, Beth, what are you looking forward to most this year? Like, give me your top 3 things.
I'm just hoping everyone will come to us. Like, that would make me super happy instead of having to drive around town. It'd be awesome if everybody came to us. My in-laws are coming to town, so that would be great. I want like tradition. Like that really makes me feel like we're having like a legit Christmas when everything is kind of like what you expect. Instead of like throwing me a curveball. I don't want any curveballs. Well, and you'll
have it on Christmas this year, correct? Now that Mark.
Yeah, now that Mark's not working in law enforcement and being a public servant, his hours were terrible. And then I love going to the Christmas Eve service at church, the candlelight service.
Oh, that sounds pretty.
They pass out the candles, and at the end of the service, they like sing a pretty Christmas song, and the music is amazing. The sermon's always like super uplifting, and then everybody lights their candles, and it is magical. It's so pretty.
That sounds really pretty.
It's really pretty.
Gosh, I love it.
What about you guys? What are you hoping?
I'm really looking forward to like a slow, quiet, like Christmas morning, just like slow, easy, just full of goodness morning. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the butter braids for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
I think you should bring some of those over
and
here.
then how they smell. And obviously Kenny and Dolly, and watching us all dance. We have videos from Kaya dancing like since she was like couldn't even walk to this record with us, and then now, and so just that like silly in our house, and our house is like a 1909 build, so it's like different. It's not these like huge open spaces, and so we kind of just like corral around, and it reminds me so much of when I was a kid. My uncle, the one that was in the Santa suit, who has passed, he would sing like "She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain." You know that song?
Yep.
And we would like run around circles around their house. And it reminds me so much of that, of what we do. So it just brings like so much goodness. So we'll be doing that also. That's
I love
what I'm
that.
looking forward to. I know. And just like the magic, like I feel the magic, but like seeing it in Kaya.
Oh, I'm sure that's like tenfold.
It's just so cool because they're just like the smallest thing, and they're just, what? Like when she knew that your trees were already up, she was like, already, Mom? Wow. She's like, so just like, that's the coolest thing ever. And so it's really fun.
And then when Carrie brought Louise over here today, she had all the lights, the trees on, all the lights, because I'm sure Louise was like, I want to turn them all on.
Yes,
like,
yes.
You guys go right ahead.
Go right ahead, enjoy it. So that'll be great.
It'll be awesome.
Well, Merry Christmas, friend.
Merry Christmas to you too.
I hope you have just the most magical day.
You too.
And everyone listening, I hope that your day is also super special.
Yeah, full of all the things that you want.
Yes.
Traditions, new and old, however it may look for you. Like Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and yours, and we'll see you in the, or do we say see? Even though it's a listening show, Beth, how do we say that? We'll see you in the new year.
We'll see you in the new year.
See you in the new year. All right, so until next time.
Keep your face off a bus bench.
And keep being the badass boss babe that you are. Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.